Alright guys, here we are with another video today. So, it is March 2nd, 2026. And I, on the 26th of March, will have had this car for 4 years. That's right. I bought this on March 26th, 2022. And it has been a while. It has been a long time since I have worked on this car. I haven't done anything to this car pretty much since June of 2025 when I came up here from Tennessee for a family member's wedding. But so the big thing that I did then was throw the engine in with my father. He helped me out, throw the headers in. All this, the brake assembly, that was put on in early 2024. Or late 2024, whatever, I forget. But anyway, so yeah, this is what I got going on today. So I got a whole bunch of this going on, whole bunch of wiring. Gonna throw in the gauge cluster. Yeah, battery stand sitting right there. I'm gonna have to borrow a battery, probably borrow it from that truck or my truck outside. But so yeah, have to sort a bunch of this out, like wire it all up the way it was, sort of, maybe use some new wiring, replace some stuff, and then just throw it all in here. Try to sort it out the best I can. And then after that, I'm going to try to see if I can get this thing started. So let's see. Yeah, putting the gauge cluster in. This is what I got for things that are plugged in. So, I mean, pretty simple. This stuff right here, that's plugged into there, which would be the lights and the light panel. That's kind of weird because it had these wires, these 3 wires that I had to put these sleeves over. So, and then of course I got the hideaway headlight pipes right here, hoses, they're going out there. And then I'm not sure if this is the brake lights, rear lights, or what that is, but that's pretty much that. All right, guys, so this is the inside of the Charger. I'm gonna video really quick right behind the gauge cluster, show you what we got here. So gauge cluster is all, for the most part, it's hooked up to the wiring harness. However, there's a possibility that later on, when I get this thing running, like in a week or whatever, after doing more wiring to it and putting engine components back on, that I may have to wire or plug in some stuff on here. I mean, I plugged in the straightforward stuff, but I mean, just, you know, if stuff doesn't work, like if your wipers don't work, I mean, I'll probably have to fool with that. All right, guys, so I'm under the firewall right now. This is what we got right behind the dash. So this is your wiper, I think, and then of course you got actually no, this is your wiper over here, and then this is your washer, I think, one of the two. But over here, whoops, hold on a sec. But yeah, back here you got some stuff. I mean, I'm gonna leave some lights out, but this is pretty much what I got here. Yeah, like that's all wired up. I'm gonna have to go to the other side here to video, but yeah, this is what I got on this side, on the passenger side, or from the passenger side view. And of course, wiper motor right there, I gotta hook that up as well. So this here is what I got. I'm not really sure if you could see that. I can't even see it. Well, let me adjust this really quick. All right. So that right there is what I got on the driver's side of the gauge cluster. Everything appears to be plugged in as it should be. Yeah, I mean, that's how it looks underneath. this is what we got going on here. So we got some wire action. Of course, this is how I sorted the wires out to do this today. Had some of the harness on the floor. So, I mean, you got your starter harness. Of course, it's hanging right here. And then you have your wiper motor harness right there. Neutral safety switch over here as well. And then just some random stuff. I'm going to use some of this. That's kind of junk anyway. We don't need that. But most of the stuff we need are these big harnesses. Let's not forget we also have our brake light and our license plate, and then our reverse light harness right over here. I don't know where everything goes, and I'm looking back at old pictures, old footage, and this is what I got so far. So we have our headlight wiring harness. Okay, that is all plugged in. And we also have our voltage meter wiring harness. The wiper motor is coming soon. I mean, that's like down there on the floor. But yeah, I'm just trying to go around right now, figure out where stuff's gonna go. I'm gonna put some zip ties in here eventually, but look at this. This is so much better. I mean, this once all this is in, is going to be so much better compared to what it was when the engine was taken out 4 years ago. Like literally right after I got it. It'll be 4 years to the date on the 26th of March. So because all these harnesses are wrapped up now in plastic, you know, they're not all hanging all over the place anymore or anything like that. So yeah, it's way better than it was. But I mean, it's just a matter of fact now of me going back, or a matter of me going back and looking at old footage and old pictures to see what I can collect. So then I know like where crap goes. But I spent about an hour just trying to like fiddle around with the wiring, plug everything into where it goes, you know, and like check under the dash a little bit more, just to check, make sure I didn't really miss anything. I mean, there are a couple things that I'm still trying to figure out under the dash, wiring wise, but that's we'll figure that out later. Mainly just trying to figure out ignition stuff right now, and what has to go where in order to make things go, you know, turny on the engine. Also, this is covered up, but I'll just give a brief summary of what's going on back here. So inside the trunk, I have placed the rear or the brake light wiring in there and connected it to the harness up front underneath the dash. So of course I'm not going to plug it all in like to the actual tail lights yet, because you know it's light bulbs. You just like stick them right into the tail lights and then call it good, because I actually want to see if everything turns on once the car is running, hopefully in 2 weeks. I'm not saying it's going to run in 2 weeks, but hopefully it will. I do need to borrow a battery out of one of these vehicles to see if that can help it, you know, run. Okay. I will just say that all of this is great because it is not messy like it was 4 years ago when I took it apart. There definitely are pictures and videos from 4 years ago when I actually took the engine out in April of 2022 that showed like how, you know, messy it was, how bad the engine bay was. So that's how that is going. The next step is just, and I'm going to do this probably later on today when I get back or tomorrow. I'm not in a huge rush right now, but so headers. I just bolted that header on over there on the passenger side. This header is going to have to be bolted on, but honestly, I forget if I had even pulled the starter off 4 years ago before I took the headers off, or if I had taken the headers off first and then pulled the starter off. I mean, of course, you know, the whole engine came out, but I'm pretty sure I must have pulled that off before I pulled the headers off. But I just got to go hunting around for the starter because that's somewheres in the basement floating around, and I don't know where that is. So got to have that so the engine can do turny things. It'll be 4 years on March 26th. March 26, 2022 was when I bought this car, and this is how it's going so far. Gonna try to get it running within the 2 weeks that I'm actually up here, because like being over 1,000 miles away from like home is, you know, it's kind of hard when you gotta come up here and then do that and go 1,000 miles just to do it. So I'm gonna get done as much as I can. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.